Hi guys, welcome to Deep Diver. In this video, we will discuss differ keyword. So this is my VS Code and I have already created a folder 16 underscore differ, and inside this I have created a file defer.go. As usual, we have package main and the function main here. Let us say I want to add three print statement here, fmt.println. So I will give the string as first function, as this println is a function call and the function is available in this fmt library. Now let us add the second print statement, and here I will give the string as second function, and similarly we will add one more print statement, and here we will give third function. If I save this and if we try to run this code, what will be the output? So this first function, second function and third function will be executed in order, right? If I run this with go run command, go run defer.go, will print first function, second function, third function in order. Now let us say I want this second print function on line number 7 to be executed at last. How can we do that? So that's where defer keyword comes into the picture. So if we use defer keyword with this println function on line number 7, you will see this second function will be executed at last. Okay, so if I save this code and run it again, you will see here first it printed first function, then third function, and then finally it printed the second function. Okay, similarly, what if I want to print this first function at last? How we can do that? We can use defer keyword with the first println function. Okay, so if I run this again, you will see this first function is executing at last. Okay, so first second function is executing, then third function, and then at last the first function. Now let us look into the definition of this defer keyword more formally. Okay, so defer schedules a function call to be executed when the surrounding function returns. Let us say if we have a function f here, inside this function we have f1, f2, like this up to, let us say, f100. Okay, and if we use, let us say, defer keyword with f50, then what will happen? So this defer keyword will schedule this function f50 to be executed when all the surrounding function has been already executed. So what will be the sequence of the function execution? First f1 to f49 will get executed, then from f51 to f100 will be executed, and then at last this f50 will be executed. Now let us look into one real world use case of this defer keyword. Let us say we have a function read file. Okay, and let us say we are opening a file like this, open file.txt. So when we open a file, we also need to close that, right? So we'll close that file here, and in between we will perform some operation, maybe read file or write file. So this is a pseudocode I have written, don't worry about the syntax here. Okay, so I just want to explain the defer keyword here, not how to open file and how to perform the read write operation on file. Okay, so let us say on line number 20 we have opened a file, and which we are closing on line number 24, and in between we are doing operation like read file and write file, and in between we may have multiple return statements as well. Okay, so when we are declaring this file.close at the end of this read file method, there is a risk that this file may not be closed. So while reading or writing, this function finished execution or it has some return statement in between, what will happen? The go will never reach this line number 20 and this file will remain open. Okay, but if we replace this file.close with defer keyword like this in starting only, so after just opening the file, we have used the defer keyword and closing the file. Okay, So whatever we do after this, okay, just before this read file function completes execution, this defer keyword will make sure that this file dot close always runs. So this is one of the real world use cases of defer keyword. So defer keyword is generally used for cleanup and resource management. Here we have used file as an example, but there can be database connection, WebSocket, etc., which once we open we need to close. Okay. Now let me comment this code and look into some more examples related to defer keyword. Let us say I add the defer keyword to the second print statement as well. Now what will be the output? One thing we know sure, that first this third function will be executed, but what will be the order between these two? Let us find out. Let us run this code. Go run defer.go. You see, as expected, it is printing third function, but then it is printing second function and then first function. How did it happen? So go runtime maintains a stack for this defer keyword, and a stack is last in first out. So when the program execution starts and it first encountered this defer keyword on line number 35, on the stack it will push this function. Okay, and again on line number 38, now when it sees the second defer keyword, it will push the second function on top of the stack. Okay, and as the stack is last in first out, when the program is done with printing this third function, the go runtime will then check this stack of this defer keyword. So at the top it will see that second function is there, so it will pop it from the stack and it will execute it. So that's why you see second function, and then when the second function will be removed from this stack, then it is left with this first function, so then it will execute the first function. So that's why you see the first function executed at last. Okay, now let me ask you a small question here. What if I use the defer with this as well? What will happen? So it will print in reverse order, right? Let us confirm that. So 3 2 1. Okay, now let us look into the next example. I will comment this code. Now let us say we initialize a variable x to value 10, and then again we use defer keyword with the println function, and here we will pass value of x and then x. After this we'll modify this x to a new value, let us say 1000. So what do you think will be the value printed by this println function? It will be 10 or 1000. So let me clear this and try to run this code. Go run defer.go. So here if you see, value of x is 10, right? How did it happen? So this defer keyword only delays the function call. It does not delays the argument evaluation. So when go runtime comes here at this line number 14 and it has to execute this println function, so the function call is delayed, but not this argument evaluation. So what will be saved on the stack will be like this: empty dot println, and the value of x will be evaluated to 10. Okay, so this is what will be saved on the stack. So that's why you see the value of x being printed is 10, not 1000. Okay, now let me modify this. I will comment this out, and let us introduce an anonymous function. Here what we'll try to do, here also we'll print value of x. Okay, and we'll call this anonymous function as well, and we'll use defer keyword to this anonymous function. Now what will be the output? If you have knowledge of closure, then you may be able to answer this. If you don't know about closure, then go through my video on closure. That will help you finding the answer for this. So this function is basically a closure. Why? Because this function is trying to access the variable x, which is not available in its scope, right? So this x is outside of this function, right? So this is an example of closure. Okay, so if I run this code, you will see this is printing 1000 and not 10. Why? Because closure captures variable, not the value. Okay, and here if you see this x, we are not passing it as a function argument. This x is being captured by this function, and this function is a closure. That's why you see the value at 1000. Now let us combine these two examples. I will add one more variable y here, initialize it to 20. This function now accepts an integer, and I will pass this y here. Okay, and also I will try to modify the y and will put the value 2000 here. Let us add one more print statement, value of y, and pass y here. So now what do you think it will print? This first print statement is part of closure, right? So it will print the value 10 only, and the second print statement is printing the value of y, which is coming from this parameter. And we have just seen that defer keyword only delays the function execution, not the argument validation. Okay, so this argument will be validated and this will be assigned value 20. So this code will print the value of x as 1000, but the value of y will still be 20. Let us confirm that. Go run defer.go. Okay, the value of x has become 1000 due to closure, and the value of y is 20 because defer only delays the function call, not the argument validation. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one.